All right, guys, I'm pretty excited for anybody who cares. I'm gonna put good hardware on here now. I've gotten it to sound really good. I'm not really sure exactly what the body is. It almost at first kind of looked like a Schecter, but when looking at different fenders and different Schecters and anything in between, I couldn't really find anything that's just as like cut out right here with the two pickups and this style bridge. And the only thing I could find, if I use like the Google Lens image, it brings up like an Alibaba style kit. So it's probably a really cheap body, but I went with the body and the neck and everything that I liked visually, because I've been watching these videos on this guy debunking, does wood on your neck or your body or anything like that on an electric guitar really matter? And apparently it doesn't per se. The only thing that really matters is your hardware, your pickups, things like that, and also how well the guitar was put together, placed and set in place with intonation. And that's where this guitar looks kind of cruddy right now. Is I wanted to go with a 22 fret neck and a decent metal looking guitar, but I knew there was going to be complications with that because I'm pretty sure this was more set for a 24 or more neck. So intonation was going to be really bad. As you can see right here, this is originally, so I bought this, I don't know who did because there's an extra hole here, not sure what that was for, but the neck or bridge was set up here. I had to push it back quite a bit, but because I couldn't go any further back without the screws being in there, and I didn't want to put wood, recover it with wood and resand it out, I was like, well, I'm gonna have to push my neck back a little bit more, which in return I could have gone with the 24, but I wanted to stay with it. So you can kind of see here, I've got a big gap, and I thought about 3D printing something just to fill in that gap. But again, there's these videos I've been seeing where the guy literally made a guitar where the strings were floating between two tables, and it still sounded just as good as a $6,000 guitar. And he kind of debunked about different things like the neck being pushed or glued or anything into your body. Didn't really matter too much. What mattered was hardware and your pickups and your knobs and how things were wired, and then your intonation. Well, after pushing my neck back and putting this where it needs to be, the bridge, it's in almost perfect. It's like perfect right now, which is crazy because the neck, even though I like the neck, it was off of like I'm pretty sure it was off of a starter guitar, like something you would probably find at Walmart, but it's actually in good quality. There's a few little nicks on the outside, but the actual, everything on this side is good. Everything's in line. I mean, it's buttery smooth, which is crazy, but it sounds so good. And so anybody that knows anything about intonating a guitar, it's perfect. Sounds really good. Just playing, which is probably out of tune right now. I mean, I think this guitar sounds better. I have a PRS, just an SC model, and it sounds, without turning it on and plugging it in, I think this guitar sounds way better. It's intonated a lot better. The PRS that I have, it's got one of those floating bridges, so you can't really do much except for the intonation. You move your bridge like this or like this. And so this one is a lot better because you can do each string, the height, and the length, making it longer. what's really important. So after doing that, I also got lockers, so it'll stay locked. I still got to paint the neck some. Not sure. I might laser engrave it. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do there, but got lockers, everything that I would want. So now all I have to do is I have been researching, and I think I was going to do probably 81s and 85s, somewhere around there, on for pickups, the EMG pickups. But I've been wanting those pickups for like 10 years. But I just saw a comparison with the Seymour Duncan Invader SH8s. They're expensive. They're about probably $10 or $20 more than the EMGs, but they sound so good. And I was like, I almost bought them, but I was like, no, I really need to get this guitar perfect. So it's there. I can't wait. This is amazing. Everything's good. There's no dents anywhere. There's like dings on the outside. The dots aren't painted on the best. They're a little crooked, so it makes the neck look crooked even though the neck is not crooked. So it's janky that way, but as in producing sound, this thing is gonna knock some socks off. It's gonna blow everybody away. So yeah, I gotta do that. And another thing that I couldn't do was I don't know why this was like this. I guess that was a style at one point, not really sure. So I could only use 2 bolts. These 2 bolts are actually where the hole is, so I couldn't do that. With the 2 bolts, it's perfectly fine. Nothing's gone bad so far. If I want to glue it, I might glue it, but right now it's not glued. I don't have a reason to really glue it. But as long as these top 2 bolts are on, if you think about it, you got these top 2 bolts and your strings are pulling. So if it's pulling, it's gonna bend your neck this way, which is going to push the bottom part against the guitar anyway. So I'm not even gonna put the bolts in. Maybe it's a thing, you know, they'd be like, wow, this guitar sounds extremely good. What's different? I'd be like, well, my neck is not touching the guitar, and I'm missing 2 bolts, and I've got some janky screws or holes in there. But I can't wait to hear this thing. It sounds good just like it is with nothing in it. It is a solid body, but when I went to go try to find it, I mean, it even sounds good, like for something so cheap. Still need to get a plate for the back. I might just 3D print it, maybe do something cool. I don't know. The hardware that I got for this and the nuts, or whatever you call the tuner nuts, I don't know. I got them off of Amazon, surprisingly, off that Musically whatever. But surprisingly, this thing was fantastic. I had a hard time. I went to some local guitar stores, and I pretty much got the same thing over and over. They only had like the chrome look, and I'd be like, well, I don't want the chrome look. I need it in 2/16 or whatever in black. And pretty much got the same answer anywhere. I'm gonna have to go look it up. It's like, sorry for making you do your work. So I just ordered it online. Hate it for them. But yep, so now all I gotta do is get the hardware. I'm just going to close in this hole. I'm gonna just 3D print something. And then, you know, we'll put a switch here and then your 2 knobs. I'll probably do the push in and out knobs, so I still get the volume and tone for each thing. And there we go. Harmonics on it. They're amazing. Nothing's been out of tune. It's holding a tune with those lockers. And just to show you how much it's holding a tune, these strings have been put on this guitar 4 times now, and it's a little out of tune right now, but that just shows how good this guitar is set, because it's amazing. I like it. It looks good. It's exactly aesthetically pleasing to my eye. It's what I wanted. Just need to cover that hole up so it'll look more like that. And then, you know, we'll get the pickups. Since there's screws here, I'll get the pickup plates, things like that, and go from there. But I like the natural wood with the black accents. As I think I posted a picture, this whole thing was black, and I literally, the only thing I did was I sanded it, and I just sanded away, but I kept the original black, so it's got some of the original color on it, which was cool. I liked it like that. Same thing here, I just did the sander and tried to keep it as straight as I could, so it's not super perfect, but I mean, look at that thing. That is a beautiful guitar. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm excited. I cannot wait to show you what this thing sounds like.